Greetings to all of the altered consciousness travelers across the globe. My name is Sumet Chatterjee. I'm a flow state specialist and I help you tap into the zone, so I help you feel your best and perform your best. Today we're talking all about how to connect with your psychic abilities. Now everybody has psychic abilities. It's just dormant. Okay, you know how they say there's DNA and then there's junk DNA, right? I think like 97% of DNA is like unused, okay? This is where light workers come in and start selling you DNA upgrades and DNA activations, right? However, I truly feel that this kind of energy work is the future. We're going to understand the importance of this work a little bit into the future. The planet will need more healers to bring it back to homeostasis. It's always been about chakras for me. Of course, there's higher chakras and lower chakras, okay? The Bible talks about chakras, Buddhism talks about chakras, Islam talks about chakras. It's probably created through that tantric system of Hinduism. But there's people all across the globe that recognize this for their healing. So you might have these psychic powers, but just have so many different things layered on top. It's like you gotta take out the trash first in order for you to actually access those true psychic gifts. So the first thing is detoxing, purging, okay? So they're playing a lot of music outside, just ignore that. This is just music for Shi-Va Ratri tonight, and I'm super excited for that. I think it's a perfect time to be talking about this topic, really. Because Shi-Va is not so much a god more than consciousness itself. Shi-Va, according to Sadhguru, is that which is not. But we haven't understood Shi-Va, which is this dimension of no mind. As Sadhguru says, when time and space is not an issue, communication is there. So this is the physical and metaphysical integration that's happening, the yoga. So you want to listen to this voice within you, okay? There's going to be a very specific,
deep, grounding voice.
Almost like the voice of a very wise and intelligent parent. That's what the voice kind of feels like, okay? That's going to guide you and give you gentle nudges, and you'll see different signs to different things. Try and hold the thought of a very specific person, okay? Practice meditating on that specific person, and you notice that sometimes they'll get a phone call, they'll message you, right? This kind of stuff. I've noticed this quite a lot when I get really, really sharp in my state of consciousness and I'm clean, right? I'm energetically clean. A lot of this stuff just goes boom, 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 very fast. Like the manifestations happen faster. I'm more so clairaudient, so I'll get songs in my head that haven't been invented yet, like, all the time, that I didn't even prep for. Okay, what are these songs? Do you want me to make these songs? Or are they just there? But Spirit wants me to hear these songs, these lyrics, these melodies, and certain things that I hear, right? It's not like schizophrenic, like I'm hearing it, but it's actually like, it's an intuitive hearing. Okay? An internal hearing system. So the way you can differentiate from your energy and other people's energies is you have to understand your own vibe, baseline, and spectrum, okay? So where are you at a very, very high vibration, okay? How are you behaving usually? What is your energy like? Just go into that a little bit, explain that a little bit. Then what about if you're at neutral or just feeling a little bit frazzled in your mind, right? You kind of have to repeat the same thing over and over again, or you kind of miss out on something, or you have this kind of like little blip or a little glitch, right? Where you're not functioning optimally. It's just a little irritation, okay? Like an annoyance of your day, like, oh, man. How are you there in that state? Then when you're really, really low, like when you're depressed, when you're anxious, when you're feeling in low vibration, how do you feel then? Once you know yourself through these different vibes, then you gotta look at somebody else and do this process with somebody that you know, somebody who's very close to you. How are they at their highest vibe? How are they when they're a little bit scattered? And how are they in very, very low vibration? You've seen them at their worst, crying their eyes out, So the general rule would be, if you can root it back to yourself or your own life in some way, the own events of your own life, it's probably yours. If you're getting little bits of, oh, it's me and them together, it could be your empath or intuitive or psychic abilities in that moment. Or it could just be a bunch of like personalized things, like projections from them, etc. If you can't root it or trace it back into your own life in some way, it's not yours to claim that. Leave that thing at the lost and found, okay? So for me, man, you know, flow state is my sadhana. Whenever I enter into the state of flow, whether I'm freestyle rapping, whether I'm doing yoga, whether I am, you know, ecstatic dancing, when I just doing activities to ground and be present in the earth and meditate, when I am following through on certain magical principles and rituals and things like this that are occult in nature, try and tune into the lap of the physical dimension, which is that Tao, which is that Shi-Va, which is that not that no mind. You know what I like to do? I like to do the Sat Nam mantra as I do this third eye meditation. If you are interested, I can teach you how to awaken your third eye in just 30 seconds, okay? You just go over to primalsutragroup.com, okay? There's a post on there. It's a Facebook group. Just join that if you're interested, okay? This particular mantra will awaken your third eye, and it will help you to access your psychic gifts and abilities very quickly, okay? What you want to be doing is, you want to have your fingers in Gyan Mudra. This is for downloading spiritual information and wisdom, okay? Just keep it on your lap. Keep your eyes slightly open. You know how Shiva's eyes are like kind of a little bit open, right? Like this. Very slightly, you can see a glimmer of lights. And then you're noticing beyond, like a little bit above the ridge of your nose, right? There's your ajna, or your brow chakra. So I want you to see if you can see through that. And the light coming in through, you know, a little bit of your eyes being open is going to amplify this effect, okay? A lot of the times we can't stay conscious like this when we meditate. You know, we fall asleep because your eyes are completely, you know, closed. If you keep it slightly open, you'll regain that alertness to stay in this longer, okay? All you do is just keep repeating the mantra. Sat Nama. Sat Nama. Sat Nam, okay? God is the word, and the word is truth. True speech, okay? So as you Sat Nama, peering beyond, using your third eye to glare beyond what is there, and just repeating this. Of course, there's so many different ways to do this, with so many practitioners chiming in with their own thing, right? Try this for now, okay? And if you need further clarification on anything or something like this, reach out to me, get into a session with me. If you want to clear any blocks that are preventing you from doing anything or manifesting anything, I'm here to hold space for you and get it done. You know, oftentimes in spiritual retreats, they do this thing called eye gazing, okay, where they look at another person. And oftentimes it's to practice self-inquiry. So someone will be the person inquiring in this dyad, and the other person will basically respond. And here's the thing, right? Most of the times, we're just recycling data in our own minds. We're not going into the deepest layer of the mind, that chitta. We're just staying on the surface level. Our data is just, you know, recycling itself. Same thought pattern, same thought habit. They're not able to go past the pain, the physical pain of sitting there for a long time and not fidgeting and not doing anything. It's really, really difficult. It's like, I had a meditation teacher tell me that it's like having your hair on fire, right? Or trying to breathe underwater. That's what it's like. Because the mind is so frantic and chaotic for the average 21st century consumer that we need to slow it down and have the same level of self-inquiry that we do eye gazing at another person. The question that they ask them in self-inquiry, one person to the other, is, tell me who you are. And you have to respond sincerely, playfully, penetratingly. Understanding this life is a dynamic experience. It's not a static thing. So keep your mind open, aware, beginner's mind, mirror-like when you go into your own meditation. I mean, Jesus said it himself, you have to be like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven, right? We have to do as children do. And the Bible is actually a metaphor, analogy for our entire anatomy, okay? Avoid using the word I. Try this for just a week, okay? In your own self-talk. You don't have to do it with others. Of course, we need to say I to refer to ourselves when we're talking to someone else. But with your own self-talk, try and see if you can get into that pure awareness of that observer mode by eliminating the I. It's not that I'm tired. It's not that. It's not complaining. It's, okay, call it a self-structure. This is the framework, but then we have what's within the framework. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up, give it a share with a friend who needs to hear this message. Let's get it. Tap into your psychic intuition. Fuck those psychics that are charlatans and, there's some energies coming from your profile. And I'm wondering if you would like an astrological reading. We're not those kinds of psychics. We are the psychic artists, the manifestors that are creating our future. We're the flow state Jedis, motherfucker. Okay? You better recognize it. Let's go. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. Us.